General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Katrina Bome, Officer in charge of WHO Southeast Asia region, distinguished delegates and invitees, Aibowan. On behalf of His Excellency Anukumar Sanayaka, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka and the people of Sri Lanka, it's my great privilege and honor to warmly welcome all of you to Colombo for the 78th session of the WHO Regional Meeting for Southeast Asia. We are deeply honored to host this important gathering of our region's health leaders, policymakers and partners. Sri Lanka is an island nation known for its rich heritage, diversity, pristine environment and above all the warmth of its people. We are delighted to open our doors to you, and I hope that in addition to productive deliberations, you will also experience the hospitality and beauty of our motherland. Excellencies, this regional committee is the highest decision-making body for health in our region. It's a forum where we come together to assess progress, address common challenges, and set priorities for the future. The discussions we hold here over the coming days will influence the health and well-being of nearly 2 billion people who live in this region. The agenda before us touches on some of the most urgent issues of our time: strengthening health systems, building resilience against health emergencies, addressing the growing burden of non-communicable diseases, tackling antimicrobial resistance, and harnessing digital innovation to advance equity and access. These are challenges no country can face alone. They require solidarity, knowledge sharing, and collective action. Sri Lanka is proud to be a long-standing partner in this mission. Hosting this session is both an honor and a responsibility, and we see it is an opportunity to reaffirm our dedication to the values that bind us together as member states of this region. We are strongly committed to strengthening primary health care as the cornerstone of our journey towards universal health coverage. We firmly believe that a robust primary health care system provides the foundation for healthy aging and overall well-being. Sri Lanka is therefore delighted to champion this theme during this conference, reflecting our collective aspiration to build healthier, more resilient communities across the region. Distinguished delegates, let us engage in productive deliberations and foster strong collaboration to steer our region towards achieving our shared goals. May this session further strengthen our unity and bring us closer to realizing the vision of health for all by all. Before I conclude, it's my pleasure to present Leading with Compassion and Care, a booklet jointly compiled by the Ministry of Health and Mass Media and the WHO Country Office for Sri Lanka as a token of welcome to our esteemed colleagues gathered here today. It shares recent success stories of resilience, innovation, and progress from our health sector, reflecting how we have worked together to overcome challenges and improve lives. As we begin the proceedings, I am delighted to hand over this booklet as a humble gesture of friendship and shared purpose. I wish you all a fruitful meeting and a pleasant, memorable stay in Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Heartfelt thanks to all of you who have contributed to the successful inauguration of 78th session of WHO Southeast Asia Regional Committee. First and foremost, I wish to express our sincere gratitude to our chief guest, the Honorable Speaker of Parliament of Sri Lanka, Dr. Jagat Wickramaratne, for his gracious presence and his inspiring words. I also take this opportunity to express our sincere appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Health and Mass Media of Sri Lanka, Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, for his exemplary leadership and guidance in making it possible to host the 78th session of the WHO Regional Committee in Sri Lanka. He was always right behind us, guiding and supporting every step of the way to make this event successful. Thank you, sir. We also extend our heartfelt thanks to the honorable ministers from the member states for their gracious presence at this important event for our region and for their continued commitment to advancing the regional health agenda. Our deep appreciation goes to Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the Director General of World Health Organization, for his exemplary leadership and unwavering commitment for global health. We are deeply honored by your decision to remain with us for 2 days, three days as you came yesterday, which reflects your dedication to South Asia region and to advancing health in our region. Your steadfast guidance during changing times, including the COVID-19 pandemic and the global economic crisis, has been truly remarkable, and your name will be remembered in the history as a transformative leader of WHO. I would also like to thank Dr. Catherine Bome, Officer in charge of WHO Southeast Asia, the WHO Office, and the WHO Secretariat for tireless efforts in preparing for this meeting. Their leadership and dedication have been crucial in ensuring the smooth transition and successful conduct of this session. We also extend our sincere gratitude to the country delegates, ambassadors, representatives of UN agencies, development partners, and all distinguished participants for their presence in Colombo today. Your engagement and commitment exemplify the spirit of cooperation that strengthens health across the region. I would also like to acknowledge the invaluable contributions of all those involved in organizing this event, including the dedicated staff of the Ministry of Health and Mass Media, Protocol and Logistics, teams, security personnel, and everyone working behind the scene whose dedication has made today's event successful. Excellencies, today's inauguration marks not only the opening of this important session, but also the beginning of a week of collaboration and dialogue. We look forward to constructive deliberations that will help us address our common challenges and move closer to our shared goal of health and well-being for all. With gratitude once again to all who have joined us here, I wish you a fruitful and memorable stay in Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Sri Lanka for its hospitality in hosting this year's regional committee. The last time I was here in Colombo was for World Health Day 7 years ago in 2018. That year was WHO's 70th birthday, but it was also Sri Lanka's 70th anniversary of independence. So I was here to celebrate both WHO and Sri Lanka. And I congratulate Sri Lanka for its many achievements in public health since independence. By the way, since 2018, I can see lots of changes also in Colombo. So congratulations. Especially focused on healthcare in this country has been free at the point of delivery since 1952, very shortly after independence. As a result, although Sri Lanka is classified as a lower middle income country, it had the health profile of many high income countries. Almost every woman who gives birth does so with a skilled birth attendant. Almost every child receives routine immunizations. You have defeated malaria, eliminated lymphatic filariasis, and maternal and neonatal tetanus. And Sri Lanka was the first country in Asia to ratify the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, and also the first to fully implement the framework. I congratulate the government and the Honorable Minister for its partnership and for the significant progress we have made together. Just in the past year, WHO is proud to have worked with the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education to conduct the Global School Health Survey of almost 3,000 children in 40 schools. We also developed an integrated community model for mental health care to facilitate transition of patients from acute psychiatric institutions to community-based rehabilitation. We have also worked together on programs for cancer, substance use, digitalizing civil registration and vital statistics, and more. Honorable Ministers, Heads of Delegation, dear colleagues and friends, I recognize that this is an uncertain time for the region and the regional office, with the regional director on leave. I thank Dr. Katarina Bemme for her willingness to step in to the role as officer in charge. She has my full support, and I ask you all to give her yours. I also thank the staff of our regional office in New Delhi and our country offices for their continued commitment to serving the people of the region. As you all know, these are difficult times for the World Health Organization and our staff as we go through a process of downsizing and restructuring. Over the past few weeks and months, we have been through a painful process of saying goodbye to a large number of colleagues. These are people who have served the world in many ways, including under extreme pressure during the COVID-19 pandemic, and do not deserve to be treated this way. Nevertheless, I see this crisis as an opportunity, and I'm confident that WHO will emerge sharper, more focused on its core mandate, and more independent. At this year's World Health Assembly, member states sent a very powerful message that a strong and empowered WHO is what they want. First, the approval of the next increase in access contributions was a major step forward towards WHO's financial sustainability and to protecting it from future shocks like this one. And second, the adoption of the WHO Pandemic Agreement was truly historic, demonstrating that in these divided times, countries can still come together and find shared solutions to shared problems. And it shows that multilateralism is alive and well. And that's what brings you together this week. Your agenda covers many issues of shared importance: universal health coverage, health emergencies, antimicrobial resistance, smokeless tobacco, and more. I also look forward to joining tomorrow's Ministerial Roundtable on healthy aging and primary health care. I'm also pleased that you will be looking at ways to enhance the transparency and integrity of the election of regional directors based on the recommendations of the Executive Board. In particular, we commend to you the idea of an evaluation group to assess the sustainability and qualification of candidates. Thank you all once again for your commitment to promoting, providing, and protecting the health of the people of your countries and the region as a whole. I thank you. Thank you so much.
Poonam Kettal Singh, Head of Partner Agencies, civil society leaders, distinguished participants, colleagues and friends. Good morning, warm greetings, Ayubo One and Vanakkam to you all. My sincere gratitude to the government of Sri Lanka and to His Excellency, Honorable Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, for hosting this 78th session of the WHO Regional Committee for Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka's first time hosting since the tremendous success of 2016, which produced the Colombo Declaration on ending tuberculosis, frameworks on universal health coverage, and antimicrobial resistance, which continue to guide our work today. My thanks and welcome also to the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, whose leadership and vision continue to steer us with clarity, unity, and purpose at a moment when the direction we take, the course we chart, is of exceptional importance. My gratitude to our Regional Director Emeritus, Dr. Poonam Khetrapal Singh, whose tireless commitment has shaped our region and inspired lasting impact. My special thanks also to our chief guest, the Honorable Dr. Jagat Wickramaratne, Speaker of the Parliament of Sri Lanka, whose dual perspective as a national leader and medical professional remind us that good governance and health are inseparable. Excellencies, since this committee last met, WHO has moved from its 13th General Program of Work to its 14th, the GPW 14. It is a program of work that renews our promise to accelerate progress on the recalibrated triple billion targets and the health-related sustainable development goals, while ensuring that WHO becomes ever more focused, effective, and accountable to those we serve. As we enter this next chapter, we do so in a world of complex crises, shifting global health dynamics, and a tightening fiscal space. Yes, this is a moment of reckoning, but it is also a moment of renewal. Together, we have restructured our organization, making WHO leaner, more agile, and responsive to country needs. We have empowered our country offices with stronger capabilities, clearer roles, and more predictable resources to deliver impact on the ground, shaped by your priorities through our partnerships and accountable to every member state we serve. We have rebuilt the foundations of global health security. First, through the revised international health regulations, and second, through the historic pandemic agreement, two pillars of more resilient, better prepared, and a protected world. This spirit of renewal is being matched by action. Commitments of $3.9 billion mobilized by member states and partners at WHO's first ever investment round represent far more than a pledge of resources. They embody trust, solidarity, and a shared belief in WHO's mission. To all those who contributed, my heartfelt gratitude. As a region, we are committed to translating these investments into tangible results and impact in countries, aligned with regional and national priorities. Ahead, we will harness, as the Minister said, innovation, strengthen leadership, and deliver measurable outcomes, guided by one principle: health for all, by all. And this commitment is already yielding impact. In 2024, together, We eliminated age-old, neglected tropical diseases, proved that perseverance and partnership can turn aspiration into achievement. We brought life-saving vaccines to 650,000 zero-dose children, reaching those who had been left furthest behind. We integrated mental health into primary health care, taking a vital step toward healing both mind and body. We expanded the Sea Hearts initiative, protecting millions more from death due to cardiovascular diseases. A year ago, when this forum convened, our declaration on accelerating progress on the health and well-being of adolescents was endorsed and adopted. This year, we turn our attention to older persons through our ministerial roundtable on healthy aging, a focus proposed and led by our gracious host, Sri Lanka, and without question, a challenge many countries will face in the coming decade and decades. By 2050, the number of older persons in our region will be more than double. 1 in 5 will be aged 60 years or older. This is both a triumph of development, of medicine, of health, and a challenge that demands we transform how we deliver care. The challenge before us is clear. Non-communicable diseases and chronic conditions now define the health of our time. Our systems must be ready, not just to treat illness, but to accompany people through their life, with prevention, with continuity, and with care that starts in the communities. That means primary health care must be the cornerstone, capable of serving the complex long-term needs of aging populations with compassion and consistency. Globally, the UN Decade of Healthy Aging gives us direction. Regionally, our strategy of healthy aging shows us the way to not only add years to life, but to add life to years, so that older persons live with dignity, purpose, and joy. But we must act decisively and together to make this vision real. And as you deliberate in the ministerial roundtable across every agenda item and in the days ahead, I wish you every success. May you engage with ambition, with purpose and resolve, knowing that at every step and in every endeavor, your WHO stands with you, collaborating, convening, supporting and enabling, fit for purpose, future ready. Because in this moment of great challenge, at this time of great change, together, let us not step back, but stand tall for a region and a world that are healthier, more equitable, more resilient, and more hopeful, today and for generations to come. I thank you.
Important forum, which brings together the region's health leaders, policymakers, and partners to reflect on our progress and to set the course for the future. We gather here today, united under the umbrella of WHO CRO, which is home to 2 billion people with a common vision that every person in our region should enjoy health in its fullest sense: physical, mental, social and spiritual well-being, going well beyond the absence of disease. Our commitment is clear: to leave no one behind. Over the years, our region has faced many difficulties: natural disasters, conflicts, disease outbreak, and most recently, the COVID-19 pandemic. Each challenge has tested us. Yet, time and again, we have shown resilience. And we in Sri Lanka are deeply grateful for the steadfast support of WHO and our regional partners for their technical expertise, solidarities, and timely assistance, which have enabled us to protect lives and sustain progress, even in the hardest of time. Looking ahead, we must recognize the pressing health issues that continue to demand our collective action. The growing burden of non-communicable diseases, the persistent threat of communicable diseases, the rise of antimicrobial resistance, and the demographic shift towards aging population all weigh heavily on our societies. Together, they challenge the very foundations of our health system. Our future endeavors and success rely greatly on securing human resources of health and adopting suitable digital interventions alongside building the necessary infrastructure to strengthen health resilience. These efforts will be key to addressing the complexities we face and ensuring we can respond effectively to the evolving health landscape. This makes the theme of this year's ministerial roundtable, Healthy Aging through Strengthening Primary Healthcare, both timely and critical. Primary healthcare is the backbone of resilience. It is through strong, people-centric primary care we prevent and manage NCDs, detect and control communicable diseases, slow the spread of resistance, and ensure our aging population can live longer, healthier, and more dignified lives. We are preparing to launch the National Health and Wellbeing Policy and the National Health Strategic Plan for 2026 to 2035, outlining our commitment for the next decade, not only to improve health outcomes, but also enhance well-being across life course. We place primary health care at the center of our vision. In doing so, we reiterate our commitment to achieving the health-related SDGs. Excellencies, delegates, this session is more than a gathering. It's an opportunity to strengthen our solidarity, to learn from one another, and to take decisive steps that will shape the health of nearly 2 billion people in Southeast Asia. With WHO's leadership and the commitment of our member states, I am confident we can overcome today's challenges and build a healthier, more resilient region for tomorrow. On behalf of the government of Sri Lanka, once again, I warmly welcome you all to Colombo and wish you a productive and inspiring session. May our deliberation this week bring us closer to future, where health and dignity are assured for every generation. Thank you.
செய்திகளை உடனுக்குடன் தெரிந்து கொள்ள உடனே சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க.